Tornadoes are among nature's most violent and fearsome storms. Their raw power and unpredictability make them a subject of both fascination and terror. Imagine a day that begins like any other, calm and peaceful, with only the faintest hint of change in the air. The clouds start to build, slowly at first, then with growing intensity. The wind picks up, and the sky darkens, heavy with an ominous sense of anticipation. Then, in a matter of minutes, a monstrous force descends from the heavens, a twisting column of wind, debris, and destruction, the unmistakable signature of a tornado. Tornadoes, also known as twisters, form under very specific atmospheric conditions, often during severe thunderstorms. The perfect recipe for a tornado requires a combination of warm, moist air from the ground and cooler, drier air from higher up in the atmosphere. As the warm air rises and the cooler air descends, wind patterns begin to change, creating a rotating motion within the storm clouds. This rotation is the birthplace of a tornado, where the storm begins to gather its energy and prepare for its destructive dance across the land. One of the most striking characteristics of tornadoes is their shape. Tornadoes typically take the form of a funnel-shaped cloud that extends from the base of a storm cloud to the ground. The funnel is made up of rapidly rotating air, dust, and debris that the tornado picks up as it moves. In some cases, tornadoes appear as thin, rope-like funnels, while in others they take on a more menacing, wide, and cone-like structure. The appearance of a tornado can vary greatly depending on its size, strength, and the surrounding environment. Tornadoes can form incredibly quickly, sometimes with little to no warning. A calm day can turn into chaos within minutes, as the storm rapidly intensifies and a tornado touches down. The most powerful tornadoes are born out of supercell thunderstorms, a type of storm characterized by a deep, rotating updraft known as a mesocyclone. These storms are often massive and capable of producing large hail, damaging winds, and flash flooding, in addition to tornadoes. As the storm develops, the mesocyclone begins to tighten and stretch, much like a spinning figure skater pulling in their arms to spin faster. This tightening of the rotating column of air increases the wind speeds inside the storm, and under the right conditions, the rotation can extend downward toward the ground, forming a tornado. Once a tornado touches down, its ferocity is unmatched. Tornadoes are rated on the Enhanced Fujita scale, which categorizes them based on the damage they cause. The weakest tornadoes, classified as EF0, have wind speeds of about 65 to 85 miles per hour. These tornadoes can cause minor damage, such as broken branches and damaged roofs, but they are still dangerous. On the other end of the scale are EF5 tornadoes, with wind speeds exceeding 200 miles per hour. These rare but catastrophic tornadoes can level entire neighborhoods, obliterate buildings, and uproot trees, leaving nothing but devastation in their wake. The speed and destruction of tornadoes are mind-boggling. In just a few minutes, a tornado can rip through a town, destroying homes, schools, and businesses, and scattering debris for miles. The winds inside the tornado can turn ordinary objects into deadly projectiles, capable of piercing walls or even cars. Tornadoes are capable of hurling massive objects, like vehicles or pieces of buildings, into the air as if they were toys. This incredible power is why tornadoes are so feared and respected by those who live in areas prone to these storms. In addition to their sheer destructive force, tornadoes are also known for their unpredictability. While weather forecasting has improved dramatically in recent decades, tornadoes remain notoriously difficult to predict with precision. Meteorologists can identify conditions that are favorable for tornado formation and issue tornado watches and warnings, but pinpointing exactly when and where a tornado will strike is still a challenge. Tornadoes can change direction suddenly, grow in size and intensity, or dissipate just as quickly as they formed, leaving little time for people to react. Despite their unpredictable nature, there are some telltale signs that a tornado may be approaching. One of the most well-known warning signs is the sound a tornado makes. Many people who have experienced tornadoes describe the sound as similar to a freight train, a low, rumbling roar that grows louder as the tornado approaches. This sound is created by the intense winds inside the tornado and the debris being tossed around. Another sign is the appearance of the sky, which often takes on a greenish hue as a tornado forms. This eerie green sky, combined with dark, swirling clouds, is a visual cue that something dangerous may be brewing. As the tornado moves across the landscape, it follows a path of destruction that can stretch for miles. Some tornadoes are narrow and only affect a small area, while others can be more than a mile wide, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The damage caused by a tornado can be incredibly selective. One house might be completely destroyed, while a neighboring house remains relatively unscathed. This randomness adds to the mystery and terror of tornadoes, as it seems that no two storms are ever the same. Tornadoes are most common in certain parts of the world, particularly in regions known as Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley is a stretch of land in the central United States that experiences a high frequency of tornadoes, especially during the spring and summer months. States like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska are all part of Tornado Alley, where warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico collides with cooler, drier air from the Rocky Mountains in Canada. This collision of air masses creates the perfect conditions for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes to form. While the central United States is the most famous region for tornadoes, these storms can and do occur in many other parts of the world. Tornadoes have been reported on every continent except Antarctica, though they are more common in certain areas. For example, southern Canada, parts of Europe, and Australia also experience tornadoes, though they tend to be less frequent and less intense than those in Tornado Alley. Regardless of where they occur, tornadoes are always a cause for concern, as their potential for destruction is universal. One of the most iconic images associated with tornadoes is the sight of storm chasers, those brave or perhaps reckless individuals who pursue these storms in an attempt to study them up close. Storm chasing has become a subculture in its own right, with scientists, meteorologists, and even thrill seekers taking to the roads during tornado season in hopes of capturing footage or collecting data from these powerful storms. While storm chasing can provide valuable insights into the behavior of tornadoes, it is an incredibly dangerous endeavor. Tornadoes can change course unexpectedly, and even experienced storm chasers have found themselves in life-threatening situations. Despite the dangers, storm chasing has helped scientists learn more about tornadoes and improve forecasting techniques. By studying tornadoes in the field, researchers have been able to gather critical data on wind speeds, pressure changes, and the behavior of tornadoes as they move. This research has led to better warning systems and has helped save lives by giving people more time to take shelter when a tornado is imminent. When a tornado warning is issued, the best course of action is to seek shelter immediately. The safest place to be during a tornado is in a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and doors. Many people in tornado-prone areas have storm shelters or reinforced safe rooms specifically designed to withstand the high winds and flying debris associated with tornadoes. For those caught outside when a tornado strikes, the situation becomes much more dangerous. If there is no shelter nearby, lying flat in a ditch or low-lying area may provide some protection, though it is far from ideal. The aftermath of a tornado can be just as challenging as the storm itself. Communities affected by tornadoes often face widespread devastation, with homes, businesses, and infrastructure damaged or destroyed. In the wake of a powerful tornado, emergency responders work tirelessly to search for survivors, provide medical assistance, and begin the process of cleaning up the debris. Recovery can take weeks, months, or even years, depending on the severity of the tornado and the extent of the damage. Despite the destruction they cause, tornadoes also serve as a reminder of nature's incredible power and beauty. The swirling winds and the dramatic funnel cloud, while terrifying, are also a testament to the complexity and majesty of the Earth's atmosphere. Tornadoes are a natural phenomenon that has been occurring for millions of years, long before humans walked the Earth, and they will continue to shape the landscape long after we are gone. Our understanding of tornadoes has come a long way, but there is still much we don't know about these storms. Scientists continue to study tornadoes in hopes of better predicting when and where they will strike, as well as understanding the underlying mechanisms that drive their formation. With advances in technology, such as Doppler radar and computer modeling, we have made significant strides in predicting tornadoes and giving people more time to seek shelter. However, the exact timing, location, and strength of tornadoes remain difficult to predict with complete accuracy. As we look to the future, it is clear that tornadoes will remain a force to be reckoned with. Climate change may also play a role in altering the frequency and intensity of tornadoes, though the exact relationship between climate change and tornado activity is still a topic of research. Some studies suggest that the changing climate could lead to more frequent and intense thunderstorms, which could in turn increase the likelihood of tornadoes. However, much more research is needed to fully understand these potential changes. For now, tornadoes remain one of nature's most awe-inspiring and destructive forces. They serve as a reminder that, despite all of our technological advancements and scientific knowledge, there are still forces in the world that are beyond our control. Tornadoes humble us, reminding us of the power of nature and the importance of respecting the environment in which we live. They are a symbol of both the beauty and the danger that exists in the natural world, a reminder that, in the face of such immense power, we are but small players in a much larger, more complex system.